Hey everybody! Hey! We're live, and look who it is! I haven't seen you in 2 weeks.
I know. You've been gallivanting all over the country.
Well, all over the country being the operative word there.
Which part
Okay,
of
well,
country?
I know the Louisiana country, the country.
No, I meant one part of the word.
Yeah. Oh God. While we're waiting on folks to join, don't forget to go to coopedup.com. Check out what I posted. Actually, I just posted today an article about my tips for finding COVID vaccines in Texas. It's about to get
Oh.
crazy again because everyone's able to get it starting Monday.
Yeah, it's going to open up, right?
Open it up to everybody. And if you are on other platforms, I'm Cooped Up is my handle there. Kerrie's is at Food Sparks in most of those places, wherever
Thank
you're
you.
watching or listening. Be sure to find the little bell and click it so that you can get the hot tips or not hot tips, notifications that, sorry, I read something else, that I'm live. Last but not least, if you text me at 214-949-8599, we can just have a fun little conversation. That's my community
Boop, boop,
check.
boop.
Hey, Mama. And hey,
What's up, Mama
Jody.
Cooper?
Yeah, Mama Cooper.
I still like to say it. I know.
That's funny. So, what's going on?
Nothing, just working today, and it's gorgeous outside.
I've only been outside for
Man.
a few minutes.
It's let's see, it's 77 now, my watch says. So
Nice.
yeah.
I was outside a few minutes ago to I needed to run up to my office to check the mail because I saw from my informed delivery that I had a check in the mail, which I got there before the mailman, so it was a wasted trip. But what can you do? My office
What
is
can
like
you
a stop
do?
sign and 2 stoplights away, so it's not like I went super far.
Got it.
Yeah. And anyway, so we last I talked to you, it was before we went to Louisiana. And then
Yes.
I texted with you and stuff, and then you've been in comments here a lot as well. One of the things that you mentioned, I'm just going to dive right into it. One of the things you mentioned yesterday is you were talking about casinos, and you're like, "Oh, I used to work at a casino." I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
scratch note. Talk about tomorrow."
Noted. Yes, I don't know. I'm looking, I don't know who else jumped on, but as my Oklahoma people jump on. So we were talking about how the Seminoles and land and all that, and how there's casinos everywhere. Well, back in the day, before they really took off, it was bingo halls more so. I mean, it was like pull tabs, bingo, right? So all of my friends in high school worked at Sonic, pretty
Mhm.
much, give or take. I was the one who went to work at a pizza parlor, and Mark worked there for a little while too. Well, the summer, I think between our junior and senior year, we all decided we were going to go work and roll into Oklahoma at the Cherokee Bingo Hall, which is now a casino.
Yeah,
And keep in mind, this is like 1994, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So casinos hadn't really swept the nation yet. They were still calling them, small. I mean, they were little. They were like a indoor football field,
Yeah.
bingo. So because I don't know, it was something like a
It was
dollar, a
like
dollar.
a cafeteria or like a KC Hall or something like that is what it.
Yeah, like it looked like a VFW, to be
Yes,
honest.
exactly.
But I think it was like a dollar 50 more in minimum wage or whatever. So we're all like, "Woo, we're gonna go." So we all decide you
And
have to
minimum
wear.
was like 425.
Oh my God, it was like, yeah, I don't even think we made $5. I don't even know.
Now it's actually
So
only 750, I think. So I mean, it hasn't come very far in 20 years, but yeah.
no, yeah. Well, and what was crazy is, we didn't know anybody. We just had each other. So we tried to get our schedules where we had someone, So you had to wear a tuxedo. So you had to go to this uniform company and get measured. Well, being a chubby, fat, junior high, I was like, or junior in high school person, I was like, oh God, this is gonna suck. I look like a freaking penguin. It was horrible. You had to have like button covers and the whole bit. It was awful, and a bow tie.
And where
Awful.
in Sallisaw did you go for a fitting?
We went to Fort Smith, Arkansas, which is
Oh,
like
okay.
30
Yeah,
miles, so
yeah,
20 minutes over the border, right? Because I lived in far eastern Oklahoma.
yeah.
Salsa, Sequoia
Mhm.
County is like right there on the border.
Yeah.
So we all go get fitted for our tuxedos. First of all, it was Mark, my friend Kelly, our friend Kim, Kelly's boyfriend at the time. I don't know, there was like 5 or 6 of us, right?
Uh-huh.
And Kelly and uh, Kim, I think Heather worked there too. They were on the floor, the bingo floor, right? So first of all, it looks like an indoor football field. Like I said, you come in. There is a non-smoking section. We always used to laugh about this. It would be a glass or acrylic wall at the back with like 6 bingo tables,
Uh-huh.
which had a cutaway for people to walk through. So it was just slightly less smokier than the actual whole bingo hall, which is like walking into a building every day with a campfire going on in the middle of it. That's how smoky this
That's how
building
this
was.
casino was in Louisiana. Also, they also had a non-smoking section, double doors wide open.
It's a joke, right? It's a joke. So when you were talking about smelling like a cigarette every night, first of all, you got 2 tuxedos. So you could change and wash. Every
Uh-huh.
night I come in and my mom, I'd go right to the laundry room, take off
Like,
that shit and
yes.
wash it. It was awful. My mom had to iron my shirt like every freaking
Uh-huh.
day. So it was a joke. Mark did the pull tabs, which means you pushed around the cart and people
Uh-huh.
bought the cards with the pull tabs or the scratch offs. That was Mark's job, right?
Okay.
And then I worked in concessions. So
And
Kim and Heather and
did
huh?
you have to be at least 18 years old to work in the gambling portions of it?
I guess so, because we'd all turned by then. Have we all turned 18? Yes, because we would have turned. Yeah, I guess
I,
so.
I
I don't
assume that's
remember.
how it is, that you would have to, in order to
Yeah.
handle the gambling stuff, you'd have to be 18 at the
Yeah,
time.
maybe I honestly can't. Who knows? In Roland, Oklahoma, they probably weren't
Yeah.
on the up and up, right? So
And
our
so you
favorite thing is I worked in the concessions area. So if you've never been anybody, you get a bingo sheet and you daub the menu item that you want. It's like this big menu sheet. When you're hungry, you hold it up, and somebody like
oh,
Kelly or Kim or Heather will come by and take it, bring it to the concessions, and then it's our job to put it all on the
oh,
tray.
it was like it was like table service.
Yes, yes.
Ah,
So the whole bingo hall, I was in concessions, which meant I came home smelling like a fried burrito and a corn dog, a
uh,
Frito chili pie, chicken fingers, you know, shelf ranch,
so you had the
grilled
additional
cheese.
aroma of the fried foods and the
Yeah.
ranch dressing that inevitably ended up spilling on you at some point.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Danita's commenting. I would have loved to have seen Mark pushing that cart. She knows Mark, longtime friends. Oh, Danita, hilarious. Mark hated that job. Hated it. So, and at the end of the night, we'd all be like,
And those like going to
like
Oklahoma.
I would just cough and hack loogies my whole way home. Sorry,
Uh,
that's gross, but it was the reality of working there. So
yeah.
people would come to the concession if you worked there, you got to have a meal, and so Kelly, when it was their time and had a break, they'd come ask
So
me,
like,
what should
work
I,
at the
what should I?
job, they got free food.
Yeah, yeah, like we got a meal or whatever. So they come ask me, what should I eat today? Because the guy, the cook, the line order cook or whatever his name was, Charles, I can't remember. He was gross. Like he was the guy, like he's like Buffalo Bill meets like shady, fondly uncle type, you know? And he was always like putting his hand in his pants and scratching his crotch. So Mark would come up to the thing and he'd go, I think I want a club sandwich today. And I go, no, you don't. And he would go, okay, got it. Because they all knew, and he's like, okay, like maybe then like a salad. And I was like, mm-mm.
No,
He's
stick to
like, what's
fried
safe to,
food.
yeah, he's like, what's safe to eat today? I go, anything deep fried or anything that's in a wrapper that he hasn't touched.
That came from somebody else.
Yeah. So it was always chicken fingers or a Snickers bar or something in like a cinnamon roll in a package. God, it was, but I'm telling y'all, the people watching, first of all, there's a lady named Lucille and she had her lucky daubers. People have lucky daubers. Monica, do you know about this? Lucky daubers, and Lucille sat in the same seat every day. Her husband had died, left her with a shit ton of money. She drove a
Uh-huh.
big old Cadillac. She was the first in the parking lot every day, and she left it every day at like 6 p.m. She had to go home. She spent money all day long. And she would come, and if you were in her seat, she would roll her oxygen, which, by the way, lots of people had oxygen and smoking in the bingo hall. I shit you not. I shit you not. She would roll her oxygen over and she would just stand next to you and stare you down until you got out of her chair because that was her lucky chair.
She was the grand diva, the grand
Oh, yeah.
dame.
Nobody fucked with Lucille. Like, Lucille was, I'm sure she's
Always a
dead and gone
Lucille.
now.
That's
And then there was
hilarious.
a guy that had a shellacked piece of dog poop, like, the little funny looking the fake dog poop, but that was his lucky charm. And people would come with baby bags, like with all their shit in it, and all the daubers around the outside where bottles go for babies. These people were nutty. nutty. Like I've never seen a crowd of people like
Like
you
a
would see at a
bingo.
casino or a bingo hall.
Man, that's like bingo culture. That's crazy.
And then we'd have to stay every night. They had the money counters, you know. You couldn't leave until your drawer or your whatever you worked, you know, your whatever was cashed out.
Because
So
it
we'd have
also
to wait.
was probably super regulated also. So they had
Oh
to
yeah.
make sure everything is
You had
right.
to stand there and watch them count your money. It had to match the money that you counted. It was we never got out there till like midnight, sometimes 1 a.m. God, it sucked. That was the worst summer ever. Like, no. We
Well, it
thought
sounds
it would be so cool.
it's good for stories now.
Yeah. I mean, I wish Mark was on because Mark would just be like, oh my God, that freaking bingo hall.
The yeah. One of the things, so the casino in Louisiana was obviously a higher class of decor, at least, and machines and stuff. But it was in a town probably the size of Salisbury, Kindred, Kinder. I keep saying Kindred, Kinder,
Let's see how many people are in
Louisiana,
Louisiana.
and it is
Kinder.
Kinder. It's like kinder, but Kinder is how it's said.
Oh,
And
2,751 people live in Kinder, Louisiana.
but people
Jeez.
were coming over, and it had 2 hotel towers attached to it. This is like the Choctaw in Oklahoma. It was the largest casino in Louisiana, or something like that, by square footage. You know, it was just crazy.
So they
And
build them that big, even though the whole thing in Louisiana is to go do the riverboat gambling, right?
I think that they now are allowed, if it's on Indian property or something, it doesn't have to be on a river. Like if it's just regular gambling, it has to be on a river or something. I don't know. And the riverboat ones, that's bullshit anyway, because sometimes I don't even think that they make them be on the rivers anymore. Some of them still would have the tower, and then they would have the casino over the water. But now I think everything is all over the place. Oh, and then they had an RV park. So that Mike is mentioning this, not to mention the 100 cabins and the RV. So they had this RV
God.
connected to it, which is where we stayed. It's actually quite nice, a big lake and stuff. But at some point they said, you know what, we can make more money by putting in chalets. Chalets, that's what they were calling them. I think that's what they called them. Around the lake.
Looster.
They were single wide trailers, is what they were. There was 100, at least 100 of these single wide mobile homes that had been pulled up. And the funny thing is that the ones by the lake, so one end of them all had like this big bay window, which would have been a great view. But the ones by the lake, they were facing away from the lake because where the tow hitch is on the mobile home, they couldn't get it in backwards. So they had to pull it, they had to just put it in the spot where it was an RV park before in that section. They had to put it in the spot. So you pay extra for this lakeside one, and then you can't even see the fucking lake because the back of your house is looking at it. It was the weirdest thing. And every single one of them had a giant rat trap at the front of it too.
Oh, like, those things, where they run through it and they eat the decon or whatever.
It was a big black box with like holes on both sides of it.
Yeah.
They were sitting right in front of it like it was part of the decor. Craziest thing. You want to know what the trashiest thing I did on our trip?
Yes,
we
please.
went out to eat. One night we went to Cisco. What was it called? Artie's, I think is what it was called, in Grand Isle. It was like a happening restaurant.
Oh, is that the one that you said was half something else?
It was, well, no, that was something else. But this one was half of it was half something. It was half like bar / casino, and half or video gambling, and half restaurant. Right? Had a huge patio in the back, but everything was closed, and the town was like really depressed right now. But we get there,
yeah, because that's their livelihood.
They're like, the menu. It's like you can get a shrimp plate, a catfish plate, a chicken tender. Everything is fried.
Everything's a plate. Everything's a plate.
And it
Hush
came
puppies, beans, and coleslaw included.
It was hush puppies, fries, and a side salad. Greenest thing in that restaurant was this iceberg lettuce, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna eat it with Thousand Island dressing.
Oh God!
I had not had
Extra
Thousand
white
Island.
trash.
I
Extra
had not
white
had
trash.
Thousand Island dressing in probably 20 years. It was delicious. It is.
I'm sure.
It is the equivalent of eating a salad with pancake syrup on it. Basically, it is
I
like.
mean, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and they had run out of hush puppies. They were out of hush puppies.
Well, isn't that always a jip?
We went to kids were begging to go to Burger King because at one point we were like, oh, they saw it on the travels and they'd never been to one. I don't like them. Todd doesn't like them. And Claire was like, please, let's go to Burger. So on Monday for lunch, I went and got Burger King. I should have known it was going to be a shit show when I tried to use the app pre-order. It's the worst.
Oh, no.
And it's like, can't connect to restaurant. So the app is not working. Anything, the website's not working. So I go to the one over on Industrial over by the new bridge.
Oh God, that's the worst one.
They're all the worst ones. Like where else was it?
Awful.
So we pull up. The line is like out to the street. Everyone, I don't know why the line was so long. Everyone loves some Burger King, I guess. And get up there, and it's one of these lines where you're trapped in it. Once you're in it, there's like landscaping on both sides. They're like, "Hey, we're out of French fries."
That's like the only thing worth eating at Burger King.
Exactly.
And they're gross. I just had this conversation with Quentin today that it was like 5th down on our list. Like after Chick-fil-A, after Brahms, after McDonald's, probably Wendy's, maybe Burger King.
After no fries.
Yeah, after no fries. Okay, then I'll eat Burger King.
Like we can substitute onion rings, which we did. They weren't horrible. Or we can substitute fried mozzarella, which I was previously of the opinion that it is impossible for fried mozzarella to be bad. I have never that opinion. Burger King has proven to me that it is completely possible. How is that? Burger King to me is like Pepsi to McDonald's Coke. Like it is, it's like, and I guess some people like it. Some places, is it big somewhere? Like how does
People like that flame broiled burger? I'm like, it tastes like chemicals to me. I don't think it's really flame broiled. I think they're making it up.
I know. Everyone's saying that they don't like it. They don't like it. They don't like it.
Yeah.
By the way, my sister did the meanest thing that a sister can do to her homosexual brother this weekend. The meanest thing.
She have something to do with Dolly or RuPaul?
No, she sent me home with only 1/3 eaten gallon of ice cream. This cookies and cream cone ice cream from Bluebell, which I don't buy Bluebell. I won't support Bluebell. Like I call it serial killer ice cream, and I think that they deserve to go out of business. But if somebody else is buying and it's already there, and I know no one's died from it, then I'm gonna eat it. So Todd walks down the stairs earlier, and I'm sitting at the kitchen counter, literally with the gallon of ice cream open and a spoon in my hand. And he catches me mid-eat, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I can't stop eating this fucking ice cream." Meanest thing she could do to me. I was text her. I was going to say I hate you, but she doesn't like that word. But I was like, I said I dislike you very much right now. I can't stop eating that ice cream.
Listen, the best, since you don't like Bluebell, the best really, I don't know if you've got one down by you. I don't know if you do. You probably go to Cedar Hill, but Brahms ice cream, you just go in the store and you buy it in the tub there in the store. Brahms ice cream is the best.
The one over by the National Tire or Discount Tire is the closest one to us.
Okay, that's mine too. Yeah, if you just go in, they're half gallons of ice cream. Like they have one called Sundae Cone.
It is so gross on the inside there. It is
I know,
so
they're all like that. They're all like that, and I don't understand it. All the Brahms I've ever grown up with have always just, because they've been around forever. It's very rare that they get a new one, and when they do, it's just they're usually in towns like mine where
I've never been in a Wendy's where I'm like, this is a clean restaurant. Like Wendy's is like literally you could go to a grand opening of a Wendy's and you're like, ugh, this is filthy.
There's grime on the tile. Yeah.
McDonald's rocks it. I think McDonald's is the top of the line when it comes to fast food. But
well, Chick-fil-A does beat everybody, but they do everything. My pleasure. But yeah, go to Brahms for ice cream. Brahms is the best. That Sundae cone. Okay, you know your favorite part of the Sundae cone when you eat a cone is the little piece of chocolate that's in the bottom of the cone.
This ice cream, that's what it tastes like. It is cookies and cream with pieces of ice cream cone in it, and then like a hint of that chocolate coating.
That's what Sundae cone is. And it has peanuts in it. It's got peanuts in it too.
It is so good. Oh, Mike is correcting me about the worst places. Zaxby is the worst. We don't have them.
I don't have them. Yeah, you guys.
They're all through the South. We drove through and we went to when we were driving up to DC with them 2 or 3 summers ago. I think it was 3 summers ago. Nasty.
They're big in Atlanta. Zaxby's out here. The chicken is amazing. I hear. I don't know, but I hear
it was
good.
nasty. So dirty. Monica's saying the same. She and Mike must not be in the same room together. They're both saying the same thing, though. Yeah, gross. So, we were talking about just now, we were talking about salad dressings. Sam. Okay, I know you're a Sam's fan. I'm a Sam's fan, too.
Yeah.
Sam has this Members Mark blue cheese. It's called the biggest, baddest, boldest blue cheese dressing and dip or something like that. It's in a refrigerated jar.
Oh, it's in the refrigerated section. Okay.
It is baller. Like, it is so good. It's in it's in the refrigerated section, like where they have the hummus and stuff, like in that kind of lightly refrigerated. Oh my God, it is so good. We bought some of that. And we have trouble finding a good blue cheese dressing. Like, that's our house dressing in our house.
Thinking about it.
But like, we're always changing because we won't anymore. We're stuck on this one now. But sometimes they're too sweet. Like that Anne Marie's one is usually okay. Yeah. But then it's a little too sweet. The Newman's Own is disgusting. It's like just pure sugar.
Most any dressings that are shelf stable have too much sugar. The vinegar, so it can remain shelf stable, just throws the flavor off altogether. And then they're usually made with milk powders. It's just gross. Yeah.
So I would never do anything other than Members Mark, which, Sam, that name is like the worst. Members Mark or whatever. It's just like they couldn't give it a like at least Costco has
Archer Farms. Or Target's Archer Farms. And
yes, Members Mark.
Well, next time I'm going to Sam's this weekend because I'm going to get the damn pork rinds.
Oh my God. I mean, literally, I think that second container of them, we have like this much left. They're so good. Although the second container has more, there's a couple more harder. God, I've been in Louisiana too long. It has a few hard pieces in it, unlike the first container. I poured a big bowl of pork rinds when we were in Louisiana, walked outside with them, and they were soggy within like 5 minutes.
Oh, really? Oh, no.
So humid there. But that's not normal. It's so humid there.
Have you used the pork rinds yet? I think we talked about this, to crush them up and use them for crust on chicken in the air fryer.
Do what?
You crush up the pork rinds and use them as a crust, like a panko breading.
About that, yes.
Yeah, you got to try that.
Monica and Mike are saying we heard wrong and it's not amazing. I don't know what that's talking about. I already forgot what I talked about.
Way wrong.
It's not amazing.
What? Yeah, what is that? Tell us what that is.
And Suzanne is saying that Sam's has a copycat Chick-fil-A sandwich and waffle fries.
What?
Please share the details.
Spill the tea, Suzanne.
And so are the sandwiches, are they like full sandwiches, or are they the
does it come in a box?
Are they the patties only? Does it have a pickle on it? Like, we need all of the 411 on that. And Stacy Mecca, yay, Stacy Mecca, you know her too.
Stacey,
pork rind crust, yes. Get bags of pork panko. Love it. Chicken.
It's yummy.
So,
the chicken's not amazing. Okay.
Obviously you're thinking of some other restaurant because this one was foul, at least. Foul. So anyway.
Speaking of chicken here locally, yesterday I went to that Lucky's, the Nashville hot chicken place on Gaston here locally that these Hampton sandwich guys did. Super cute. The chicken's really good. Really good.
So those are the same people who opened the Shayna's place here at Sylvan 30.
Oh, is it? Is that okay? The East Hampton guys?
The owner also owns that. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Like that. Something like that.
I need to meet you over at Sylvan 30. I haven't been over there since I've been with you. Whatever that was, way before it was summertime. It was hot, and then a big storm came up, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's been a year and a half, almost 2 years this summer since
it was like 2 summers ago. So did you see that Krispy Kreme was giving away free donuts?
If you've been vaccinated?
I
thought that was interesting.
I can't decide. So I think it was good PR. I think they got a lot of, we're talking about it. I don't think anyone is hating on them about it. Someone did I posted about it on Facebook. My friend Heather, who tends to misunderstand the intention of my posts sometimes, kind of flamed me about, no good deed goes unpunished. Let people choose whether or not they want them or not. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, I wasn't criticizing. I literally was saying it is interesting to me that Krispy Kreme is giving away free donuts if you show you've been vaccinated, while one of the number one high-risk conditions, if not the number one high-risk condition of COVID-19 is diabetes, right? That and obesity.
Yeah.
Those two are the thing. And I was like, I can't decide if it's brilliant or ironic. So, seen a lot of people posting about it, but some people are, and they're still giving away donuts. So I saw that they are giving donuts away for free to anyone with their vaccine card all the time. And on Mondays, you don't have to have your vaccine card. They're just giving away free donuts on Mondays.
How are
Like,
they going to sustain that?
I think that they're giving away one donut, and my guess is it's probably a small donut or like a special, like 7-Eleven when they do that 7-Eleven day or whatever, July 11th to 7-Eleven day, where you can
The
get
slushy.
Yeah, exactly. Please
Talk about a PR nightmare. Remember the first year they did it, and people
Yeah.
were bringing 5-gallon buckets because they didn't put a limit on the ounces.
Originally, it wasn't bring your own. Originally, you got a little cup. You got like the
Yes.
size of the Wendy's Frosty cup.
Yes.
Remember those little the mini Wendy's Frosties
Yeah,
cup?
that's what they do now.
I do love a Wendy's Frosty, and then
Oh.
and then people were bringing their own, and then I think they went back to that. I do love a Wendy's Frosty though.
Speaking of that, let's talk about like favorite treats at fast food places. Speaking of fast food, because the other day you said something about that damn Oreo blast at McDonald's, and I am not a fan of Oreo, but I went and got one, and it was delicious.
Anything with Oreos in it is good to me. I also love the Oreo Blizzard at Dairy Queen, and we have a Dairy Queen
I'm not
around.
an Oreo girl.
Talk about filthy restaurants. Dairy Queen is at the top of that list.
They always look like a shithole.
I will not go in. I will not go into one because I don't want to see it.
No.
But
my favorite's probably either a mix from Brahms, which is basically like a Dairy Queen. What do they call it? A freeze. What do they call that?
I've only been there when I've had my tires changed or something.
Yeah, get a mix from there because they have all sorts of candy. They have Heath, Reese, M&M, Oreo. At least those four.
Monica's
Not
saying
many people have Heath.
A dip cone or a Blizzard.
Yeah, Blizzard. That's what they call it, not a freeze.
Yeah. I love.
FYI, my boss might call me. And I might have to jump.
Okay. I like. I also like. What do I like? Like treats from places. See, I don't have a huge sweet tooth. That's the thing.
When I just want to go and get something real quick, it's like that snack size, what you call it at McDonald's.
See, I would rather, if I need a snack, I pull into a Sonic and get some fried cheese. Love their mozzarella sticks.
Really, their mozzarella sticks? I don't know if I've ever.
And then I do love a what do they call it? Cherry lime slush from Sonic.
Well, okay, if you're a cherry limeade fan, slush is different. You got to get that at Sonic. But again, Brahms, the cherry limeade's far and away better than Sonic.
Really?
Yes, because they're squeezing the limes in there. It's real lime juice.
Kelly Valbuena says cookies, the Chick-fil-A cookies and cream shake.
Oh, Kelly, yeah, she's always like that. Hey, Kelly.
Their ice cream, they call it ice dream because it's not technically ice cream.
Who you talking? Chick-fil-A? Yeah, their cones are different. They call it ice dream. Yeah.
Is it ice cream or is it chemically
I think
something?
it's like that ice milk,
Yeah, because I think so. Like Wendy's the Frosty is a non-dairy treat.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. Yeah.
I think it's like wheat based. It's like whey or something.
So my favorite creaminess factor is Dairy Queen for a cone, but I love McDonald's cones, just their vanilla cone. I don't care for Chick-fil-A. It's watery. It's weird, something about it. But
yeah, it's like that ice milk. My grandmother always gave us ice milk as kids, and it's like ugh.
Well, I like it when it's like that's kind of what McDonald's is, but it tastes different. I do like the lighter ice cream, the fluffier. But
my sister is with me. $1 cheeseburger at McDonald's. Like, give me something salty, savory. Like if I'm in a snacky mood. Oh, you know what my jam is on snacks? I'll pull into a 7-Eleven and buy some roller taquitos. I love those roller taquitos at 7-Eleven. And what's even better is if you have a QT close by. QT has all just like a
Oh,
field.
yeah, they have all that stuff now, don't they?
Oh, I love those roller taquitos.
Ooh, what's my guilty shit snack like that? God. Oh, which I did not find until last year because I've known people for years that have loved these, and I've always looked at them and thought those are disgusting. The Jack in the Box tacos.
Oh, those are like my college jam.
I never had them till last year. They're so good.
Sam's has some little tacos that you can throw in the air fryer that are really good. We had them yesterday.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. If I just feel like eating a piece of shit food, I'll go to Jack in the Box and I eat nothing else at Jack in the Box. Nothing. I don't ever eat from Jack in the Box or Burger King.
Too much sugar for me, but they do smell good.
Cinnamon minis.
And Sandi's is a 7-Eleven jalapeno taquito. Yes. I like the Monterey chicken ones is my favorite right there. Oh, and if my sister, I'm with
Girl, Allsup's burrito. First of all, I call them convenience store burritos.
Convenience store burritos.
Call me crazy, but get you some packets of mustard and put on there. I'm telling you, something about the grease and the bean and cheese and the mustard. It's so good. But I love me a convenience store fried burrito. Oh my God.
Oh, so good. So good.
Allsup's is supposed to be the best here in Texas, and I've never had them. Why doesn't Buc-ee's carry fried burritos? If they did, that would be like a whole other mecca.
See, here's the thing if you go to Buc-ee's is a place where you have to make compromises about the things that you want and don't want. The beef jerky, fantastic. The barbecue sandwich is fantastic. The soda is fantastic. The candy, fantastic. The cookies, those little mini cookies, not the Buc-ee's nuggets. I don't like those as much. There's ones that are the beaver nuggets. There are ones called mini cookies that are so good, and they just taste like a pat of butter on your tongue. It is so good.
The nuts, I love the roasted nuts.
Yes, all of it.
You need to get fried burritos at Buc-ee's. I'm telling you, fried burritos.
With an $80 charge, and you're like, what? You know what is even good at Buc-ee's that we discovered on this trip? They have lemon hand sanitizer that they're selling a big jug of it for $1.50. It smells like, I love citrus smells. It smells like a lemon blew up in your hands. It is so good. I wish we had. Actually, I'm glad we don't have a Buc-ee's closer. If we did, I'd have sandwiches.
I'd be in trouble. That chopped brisket sandwich, and don't get the sliced. It's too dry. The slice is too dry.
He didn't like the chopped brisket. He wanted a drier sandwich, and he got the sliced brisket. Big mistake. It looked like slabs of meat. It looked literally just like the chopped brisket was so good. Oh, and then they have those homemade chips, which the homemade chips are either fantastic or the worst.
Yes.
There's no middle ground on those. They either fry them enough they're crispy, or they get soggy or undercooked.
When they're chewy and they're not done, but they're usually pretty good.
Or they are salty as hell, which is great, or they have zero salt whatsoever. But I always get it, and we play the odds. So between the four of us, we get like 5 bags of them with lunch. So
in my hometown, a couple of convenience stores had the burritos, but there was one specifically. They're always the gas stations, right? Mm-hmm. That had the burritos and then had the little what people in Wisconsin would call cheese curds, but we called them cheese balls. Yeah. They weren't really curds; they were balls. Like they were like eating mini mozzarella sticks. But people used to go crazy for their deep fried burritos and mini cheese balls, and I miss them because they are pretty damn tasty.
Stacy's saying there used to be a place. A little hut, she actually corrects in a later comment. Almost on Cedar Springs where you could get the best crab rangoon.
Oh, girl, the Thai place, it's still there.
Oh, is that?
Thai Lotus is still there.
Oh, that little shit. Oh, I've never been in there. It looks so filthy. Like I won't go in.
It's tiny. I've eaten in there once. I've ordered it takeout, but it's still great.
Fire station on Cedar Springs.
Yeah, so it's right where next to where the old their old Black Eyed Peas used to be there, and then that taco place is there now, and it's right in there.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yum.
Yeah, Thailand. Oh no, literally a drive-through. Oh, it was a house. Oh yeah, it's not there anymore. Crab rangoon. So I do love them, Sandy.
Oh, so good.
Whoever thought, let's just put cream cheese and fry it in a pocket.
With some crab, yes.
Or some crab.
Yeah.
There's a place here called Mint. It's Asian fusion. They do a shrimp version of it, and they leave the tail on, and they put the whole thing in the deal with the shrimp and the cream cheese. It's with mango sauce. It's freaking delicious.
Oh, Green Papaya down the street from you, which is one of my favorite lunch spots. They have
spring rolls.
They have pork spring roll. The shrimp spring rolls are good. The pork
2 number
spring
4s. I eat 2 number. I'm going to get that for dinner tonight. 2 number 4s. They see me all the time. 2 number 4s. 1083. Yep. Here's my money.
Which of those?
The pork.
The
Yeah.
pork. I would
number
get
4.
This used to be around the corner from there. I would go have lunch, get that for lunch. I'd get one order because it was enough for lunch. And they have, but dinner's different. They have their peanut sauce also. You know, I hate peanut butter. I hate peanut butter.
I was gonna say, I'm surprised to hear you say you love it.
Their peanut sauce, I don't know what it is or what's in it. There must be like 4 pounds of MSG and some cocaine or something in that because I love it. So
I'm shocked you love it because it's very peanut buttery.
If I have eaten all of the pork spring rolls and there's still some of that sauce left, I literally will get a spoon and just eat the sauce. It is so good.
I've perfected it where I have a glob for every bite I take of the spring roll. I've got it down pat. I'm like, give it the last, and then I'll take my finger and go like this,
Yep. And those but the downside of those spring rolls is in the off chance that you don't eat them all, they reheat for shit.
Oh, so you don't even really heat them because they're all room temperature ingredients, right? So they're fresh. You're talking about the fresh ones, right?
Yeah. So if you
with the rice paper.
Yeah. If you refrigerate them though, and then want them for lunch the next day, they taste like garbage.
They taste like ass. Yeah. No, oh my God. I haven't gone there in a while. I can't believe that I had forgotten about that. I've been too busy going to Chicken Express. I'm going to get me some spring rolls for dinner. They're so good. They're so good.
Your cholesterol thanks you.
Well, they're pretty darn healthy. They're full of like basil, carrots.
No. I'm talking about instead of Chicken Express, you are having.
Yes. Yeah. I have a white trash problem with Chicken Express. It's like a twice a month, if not 3 times addiction.
I'm glad it's not close to us. We do not have one nearby. That is one of the good things about living in a part of town that has been forsaken by all of the major retailers and such is that we don't have we just got Chipotle like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, you did get it?
Yeah, and I
haven't been over that way.
I'm keeping it in business personally.
Well, aren't you getting your Starbucks too?
We do not have one yet. They are shopping around, but we do not. James is saying
Royal Blue Grocery's open soon too.
What? Who hates peanut butter? I question your life choices.
Cooper hates peanut butter.
Goes on here. My mom, I'm her firstborn, and she's like, "Oh, this is a piece of cake," just feed. And we were poor. My parents were 20 when they had me, and all that. I don't even know if my mom had her GED yet at that point. Like all this kind. We were just like hard up. And she was like, "Oh yeah, we got it made. Like just feed him some peanut butter and jelly." She puts peanut butter and sandwich in my mouth, and I'm like, would not eat it. Literally, peanut butter
is funny.
That literally is. So I can't eat sour cream because I'm violently allergic to it, but I love it. It's a late in life allergy. But like I could choke that down and suffer the consequences later. There's nothing else that I just cannot swallow except enter
what?
I know.
Woo. Just let it go, Kerrie. Let it go. Just let it be. Let it ride.
But peanut butter, like not that the Queen of England would serve peanut butter, but if I were at Buckingham Palace and they handed me a piece of cracker with peanut butter on it, I would be like, nope, can't have it. I hate peanut butter that much.
Interesting. You never had peanut butter PBJ, and you're saying you didn't even like that as a kid, peanut butter and jelly.
No, and I've even tried it again. I hate peanut butter so much that I can smell it in the house. Like if Todd likes to eat it just with a spoon, I can smell it. Or Claire and Todd both like to eat it on English muffins, and I'm like, I can't even be in the room with you.
Oh, it's so good. Those kids, what? Oh God, it's so good on an English muffin.
I need to be in the room with you if you're eating that, and you need to go brush your teeth before you get back around me. I'm not kissing your face at all if that's the case. And then I can also tell if like the jelly jar, jam, jelly, whatever, if the knife was ever in the peanut butter, and then even if you cleaned it and then put it in the jelly, I can taste it in the jelly. And I'm like, that jelly, just throw it away, throw that jelly jar away. Or I'll put a label on it. And I'm like PB&J jelly. Like, I'm like, nope, not eating it. You might as well have had the dog lick the spoon and then put the spoon back in the thing.
I am shocked that you love green papaya peanut sauce so much since you don't like peanut butter.
have cocaine in it or something. Like
Because to me, it's super thick. Like most peanut sauces you get aren't that rich and thick. And it's so peanut buttery to me. I'm thinking they must have a lot more peanut butter.
Has peanut butter in it. There's no way around it that does not have peanut butter in it.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah.
I'm sure it does. There's something about it though. I love that one though. I love it so much. Even if you send me Tiff's Treats and it's got a peanut butter cookie in the package, like
It's ruined.
Like it doesn't totally ruin it, but like all the cookies that have touched the peanut butter cookie, I can tell. I could just taste it. And I actually have to get that cookie and throw it away because then I don't want to smell it. Because the other thing about peanut butter is it's one of those very strong associations between smell and taste, which I think is one of the reasons why I don't mind that peanut sauce is because it doesn't have a strong aroma. It has a great flavor though, right?
I think it's, they put that vinegar in there. They put the sambalo, like, the chili sauce and the sriracha in it. So
the ingredient is MSG, 100%. 100%. I love MSG. The more who doesn't
that
want
Maggi stuff?
What?
At the grocery store, that almost little triangle bottle with the yellow lid, the Maggi, Maggi. If you just throw it on rice, it's like soy sauce but thicker. It's MSG. It's so good.
I don't have
some in my cabinet.
I have to get some of that. So.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and
my joints hurt after I eat it. I'm all.
I love peanuts. I eat peanuts like they're going out of. My favorite candy is a peanut M&M. Also,
what?
Isn't that what, I know.
But you don't like a peanut butter cookie.
Mm-mm. But let me tell you, what my favorite cookie is? Tiff's Treats Snickerdoodles. That is my fucking.
I'm gonna make you my Snickerdoodles and see what you think.
If anyone ever wants to send me cookies ever again, just a box of Snickerdoodles. Like that is my jam. I also love oatmeal raisin cookies so much.
Yeah, that's probably one of my favorites.
I think that I like oatmeal raisin cookies so much because I don't have a huge sweet tooth, and so those are more of a salty and like less sweet. But then Snickerdoodle is just a pure sugar cookie. Then you add sugar and cinnamon to the top of it, and that's super sweet. So I don't know.
I prefer those cookies too. I'm not a chocolate chip cookie fan. I'm not.
I like. I'm not gonna turn away a chocolate chip cookie. It's kind of like dick.
It's got to be really good for me to want it.
It's like sex or pizza, and pizza, not together. Like there's no such thing as bad pizza. There's just not. There's just shades of good. Pizza is still better than no pizza.
Yes, true.
Still better than no sex. Like I just not that I that one recently, but that I'm the same with chocolate chip cookie. That's still better than no cookies at all.
True.
But I prefer. This is a full circle moment. I prefer my chocolate chip cookie to have nuts.
I would say if I'm making it, I actually prefer, it's probably, my friend Jennifer would argue it's no longer a chocolate chip cookie, but I would prefer nuts and oatmeal in it. Oatmeal chocolate chip.
Yes, I love that idea.
But my friend Jennifer's a purist. She's like, you're mixing cookies. So it's either chocolate chip or it's an oatmeal cookie. I make compost cookies. I think I've made those. When I first went to work for you, I brought compost cookies to the office, and I remember you biting into it. And you said, I love a cookie with salt. Like, you've got to have enough salt in a cookie. Yeah. And I make compost cookies where I just throw everything in there.
I just like a cookie with everything in it other than peanut butter. Peanut butter.
And my trick is, if you've got chocolate in it, add some espresso powder to your flour. And also coconut flakes. Like, people don't pick it up right away, but they get a little caramelized on the bottom of the cookie if they're touching the pan. And coconut flakes and compost cookies are amazing.
Suzanne, who is commenting that her son also loves the Snickerdoodles. Suzanne, I think you're the last person to send me Tiff's Treats. I think that your family sent me a big batch of COVID vaccine appointments. Remember when you and I got them, and I was like, so I booked mine first because I'm a selfish bitch like that. And then I texted you, Kerrie, and I was like, get on it now.
Yes.
Suzanne was my very next text. I was like, Suzanne, I know you got some old ass people in your family. You got to go. Like,
that's funny.
I like oatmeal chocolate chip cookies with nuts.
Yes.
And yes. And Tawana loves peanut butter. She puts it in her protein shake. Speaking of which, okay, I got you hooked up. I think I have a new shipment arriving of Tawana I have a client who sells Beachbody, And as part of my client retention strategy, I buy it from her every month for like 5 years. And I don't drink it myself anymore. I used to. I don't drink it myself anymore. And so I pay $100. Tawana pays me $50 and she gets it. So works for me.
I've done the same thing and snack some from him, Tawana. I like the strawberry. That's my favorite.
I have a bunch. I have all vanilla. I could change the flavors. If anyone needs different flavors, sign me up. By the way, I don't know if Phyllis is watching. I know your son has specific t-shirts that you like. I bought this t-shirt online. It just arrived. That's the first time wearing it. There's this company called Fresh Clean Tees or Clean Fresh Tees or something. They advertise. I'm a sucker for an Instagram or a Facebook ad. They advertise on there a lot. And I can't decide if this is genius or I have just given up at this point. The ad for this t-shirt was the perfect t-shirt for dad bods. And so I ordered 5 and they came and they're great. They're a little bit longer. So they kind of, if you got a little bit of a belly, they hang down and they come back to your body. So you don't have that weird like shelf thing that makes you look better. It's got a little bit of stretch in it.
I call that the tummy curtain. Men that have the tummy curtain blows in the breeze.
I hate when that happens. And when you're tall, or that already happens enough when you're tall. When you're tall and have a little bit of a gut, it just sometimes you get the belly curtain under the curtain, the tummy curtain, like it hangs out. And I'm like, I'm not that big, girl. No. So
your white fish belly poking out.
Yes. All righty.
That's so funny.
Do you need to get to your boss?
Oh, we're good. She just emailed me, so.
Okay, good.
Good on that front.
Do you have any other topics to talk about? I think I got all of mine. As a reminder to folks, go to coopedup.com, and I have a post there on how to help your friends and family find COVID vaccines in Texas, because everyone who wants one, who's of age, whatever the age is, like one of the shots is 16 plus, one of the shots is 18 plus. But anyone is able to get a shot starting Monday.
I haven't shared things I've bought in a while. I have a couple things.
Let's do that real quick.
Keep an eye out because Amazon has been plugging their smart plugs for 99 cents. I don't know if you have to buy one and you get one 99. I automatically bought 2 because I was like, oh, this is like buy one, get one. They're $25 normally. But I love this thing. I hadn't done anything smart yet for so I could tell my Judy. I don't say her name because she's right here. I call her Judy. My Amazon Judy. But
like Taylor Swift.
And she'll be like, playing Taylor Swift.
Everyone around.
Plug my lamp in it.
We're a Google house, and so like I love saying Alexa on my show because then everyone's watching who has Alexa. Well, it'll get activated.
Damn it. Yeah, she's gotten to where she hears some stuff on TV. So I have it connected to my Sonos system, but I did this and I just plugged my lamp into it. My app popped up. I already saw that it was there. It's like, what do you want to call this? And she actually bing, when I hit it, she came on the thing and was like, I see you've got a new smart plug. What do you want to call this? And I just told her I wanted to call it living room lamp. And she's like, okay. And that's it. So I bought that. And then I know you're an office supply whore like me.
We'll call her Judy. So what now you just say, Judy, turn on the lights.
Yep.
And boom.
Turn on. Yeah. And then you can group things. If you want to group, you have a bunch of these and you've got like 4 different kind of lamps or something in your living room. I've only got one I want on all the time, but you can group them together in a group and say, Judy, turn on the living room, and she'll turn on the whole living room. Or if you want to turn them on individually, you call it out by its individual name.
Yeah.
Cool. So I love it. And then I'm an office supply pen person. Speaking of pens, these are my new jam now. They're like Sharpies.
Sarasa.
I got them on Amazon, but they're like Sharpies in that they're fine point, but they write a little smoother and they don't bleed as much.
Nice. Okay.
Yes, they're like fine point Sharpies. Yes, and all these different colors. However many colors. This is 12.
Todd walked into my office. They're like, "Do you have any pens?" And I'm like, "Do you want inky pens? Do you want fine point pens? Do you want broad point pens? Do you want them to be retractable? Do you want them to have lids? Do you want them to be like no bleed?" And he's like, "I just want a fucking pen." I've got like this assortment.
You're like, no, buddy, because I use these all the time for work. I'm always using these blue Sharpies.
I bounce,
which is great, but
here I bounce between the Sharpie that has both a fine end and a broad end.
Yeah.
And then I have this Pilot pen right here.
I like
I
this.
don't like lids. I like a retractable pen.
Yeah.
But this, it's a Pilot Precise V5 retractable. I have it in all the colors. And then if I want something a little inkier, if I'm feeling very like calligraphy oriented or something, Sharpie has this S Gel pen, also retractable, and it's super inky though. Like you can't, like I can't write quickly with that one because it just ends up being a blur.
Oh, see, that's why I usually buy inkier, because I usually buy gel writers because I write fast and I need it to keep up. Otherwise, if it's ballpoint, it just.
But my style of handwriting, I think I must write in two closed of loops because it ends up just blurring. James Costello is asking, I need non-iron label to label for clothes for my mom who is in a home. Any ideas? I believe that so he wants labels to put it on her stuff, like her clothes and stuff, that he doesn't need to iron. I believe that what's the company that makes the
label maker.
Label maker things. I think
Dymo.
Yeah, I think they have a fabric version of those that don't need to. I think they're stick-on. I don't think you have to iron them on. I have the iron-on ones for all of the kids' stuff, and you can order them from, like, you just literally Google like iron-on labels, and you can get like 600 for $5. I mean, not literally, but like it's a bunch for not very much money. But you do have to iron them on.
Looks like there's a Dymo, fabric labels or fabric. Let me see.
Oh, and Suzanne just sent me a photo of, let me see if I can let me see if I can pull this into my, of the, how do I do this? I swear my techno skills are just like going down the tubes lately. Like I'm just like, how am I, okay, I'm gonna open it in preview here. And also my computer, like Macs are great, but they're not great anymore. And then they start, let me see here.
I guess I should also ask, why not the iron-on? Because the iron-on seems like it would be more permanent.
I know, it's probably because of just ease. So this is what those chicken bites look like, the fake Chick-fil-A sands. Southern style chicken bites, chicken sandwiches, and it's in like a red and white checkerboard thing. So that's what Suzanne just sent that. Thank you, Suzanne.
Thank you, Suzanne.
Stop screen. Let me go back. Oh, let me go back to that. Alrighty.
I'm gonna plug into the chat too, just because a lot of people.
On Etsy, labels for kids.
Oh, okay, cool.
They're basically waterproof stickers, is what Susan.
Okay, got it. Thank you, Stacy.
I bet if you do waterproof Dymo, also that would work as well. I wasn't expected to address this topic today.
I was searching. I'm gonna plug into the chat because I also got a new desk, and a lot of people have been asking me about it because I posted a video on it. I got a sit-stand desk, so I'm like, I can go higher.
And it even has like a phone charger built into it.
Yes, it's awesome.
And it was cheap. It was like $350.
It says 300 on there, but if you go to the store, it's actually $250. But you've got to call around to the Costco's because these things, they can't keep them. So find out when they're coming in on the truck and call them, and they'll give them the number. They'll tell you, yes, they're here. They'll tell you how many they have on the floor, and go. And it's heavy. You need help.
Yeah.
And it's fairly easy to put together.
It's like a whiteboard also.
You can, it's a whiteboard. It's got 3 presets. It's got a timer if you want to activate that to help you stand up and down. And the charger, QI charger is part of it too. I love it. It's great.
Whiteboard functionality would be pointless to me because if you look on either side of I have just a small surface that part of my ADHD is I have, like, they call it object permanence, I think, is where if you don't see it, you don't know that you have it. So I keep everything. So I'm like a hoarder. My desk looks like a hoarder. Like everything.
I've got a bunch of Post-it notes. Yeah.
And then I've got Post-it notes and all. I've got a whiteboard over there with all my stuff on it, all that kind of stuff.
I'm the same. I like having Post-it notes. I'm going to try to get Expo. If I can find some fine tip Expo markers, I'm going to try to do it, but I don't know if I'm going to keep up with it.
Well, and I'd end up just erasing it with my elbow anyway. So
yeah. True.
It's in the comments.
I'm gonna look for those French fries and those chicken nuggets. That's
I
happening.
know. I need to order some Sam's. Alrighty.
Sam's.
Well, I need to get getting, and speaking of Sam's, feed my family and also empty.
Yay. Well, I might go get me some spring rolls.
Seriously, I'm jealous that you're living that close to Green Papaya. Their gak luk lak, which is one of their chicken dishes, is also fantastic.
Delicious. It's my favorite.
It is. I think it's everyone's favorite. It's so good. And their pho is really good as well.
Yes, it is.
So
It is.
Alrighty, well, Todd is flying out tomorrow. So tomorrow, everyone, I don't know. I may have to come later. I will come live tomorrow, but Todd and Mason are flying out to Tampa tomorrow, and they have a 6:30 flight, and I have to take them to the airport. And so I don't know how that's going to interact with this time slot. So I will keep you posted. I will be live tomorrow, but I don't know if I'll most likely be running late from that because Todd is going to get Gracie. That's the name. No one else wants her, but that's what I'm naming her. And by the way, Kerrie, offline, I'll tell you a little story about what may be happening to Bernadette. It's exciting stuff. So,
Interesting. Okay.
I can't publicly talk about it yet, but I can tell you. So,
I was gonna say, I was just gonna ask, what's going on with Bernadette?
So, alrighty. Well, with that, I'm gonna say you are loved. I love you. You are loved. Love you, Kerrie. Thank you. And love that y'all watched this. Thank you, and I will see you tomorrow for another episode of Cooped Up Live.
Cooped Up.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.